Hello, hello, hello. I'm still alive, guys. You tried your best. You threw everything at me last night. I turned red as a tomato, or as the show put, I was red as lavender because we got into a discussion about a lavender bush, and it quickly spiraled out of control into meaning other things. But you guys tried your best. Absolutely, positively, you tried your best. But I'm still here. I'm still here, stippling away. I beat you. I beat you all. You tried to take me down. You tried to take me out. But I survived. So. No, last night was a fun night on the chat. We were supposed to be doing a review of a book review of Aaron Lepresti's Wraith of God, but after being off for 2, 3 weeks, yeah, it turned into a therapy session. And I think we all had fun with it. Um, I enjoyed myself immensely. So I'm not going to work here. Um, I started out the video, but as you can see over here, you see how this rock that A-Wall's standing on, how it's much darker than these here. So I'm going to work down here and darken them up. And how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to keep hitting. Just, and I'm currently not even looking. I'm looking over the TV. They got AMC on with Troy. So I'm not even looking because I don't want to visually be dictated over where the dots fall and where the darks fall. That way, it has that dark look to it, and I can just darken the whole thing out. So, but quick, before I get into my topic of discussion for today. And again, thank you very much, Marcus Kilgore. You are vigilantly watching my show. Thank you very much, sir. I'm looking forward to seeing you at Heroes Con in a weekend or in 2 weeks. But before I get into that, uh, I Camelot streamed last night. I won't go into I I didn't watch a whole lot of it because we were talking on the chat and then afterwards because we had to catch up ourselves. And um, I started watching a little bit of it this morning, and I'm not going to get into the whole Nick Rekieta thing. That's ongoing. I just don't want to talk about it, particularly because it's one of those where I don't feel it's. If I were to comment on it, it's just like being like CNN, where you have talking heads talking about it, but there's really all it comes down to is opinion and not a lot of facts. That's one of the things that's tough about a 24-hour news cycle is you have to have talking heads keeping everybody entertained. So instead of actually performing and being informative, you gotta entertain with opinion, which I don't care for. But um, the big news is that he's going to have an announcement tomorrow about his future at a higher tier in NASCAR. There's going to be press releases. It's going to be all over Twitter. The important thing is, if you've been watching my videos, you will know that uh, I've been covering Camelot and his so far this season. And the biggest thing is with Camelot is that he he's working with a underfunded team. He's working with what he's got. Okay, when it comes to funding, what he's able to afford, this is the team he's with. Okay, but he's been performing very well, and in NASCAR circles, at the ARCA level, at the truck level, okay, they look at drivers who don't have high funding but are still competitive with the results, the positive results, based on the fact that they don't have the same equipment as the higher tier teams. The example I'll give you is way back when, way back when, about 20 years ago, 20 plus more years ago, uh, Hendrick Motorsport and Jeff Gordon were looking to expand their racing to 4 teams. And they were there. It was the number 48 team. And remember, Jimmy Johnson was in the. I think at the time it was the Busch Series. I don't think it was the Xfinity Series yet. It was the Busch Series, and he was on an underperforming team. When I say underperforming, underfunded. Okay, he didn't have the best equipment, but he was getting results with what he had. He wasn't making a splash. Nobody even knew really was even following him, really paying attention to him. But Hendrick Motorsports and Jeff Gordon were watching him and seeing how he was performing with the team he had. And as the saying goes, the rest of it is history. Okay? Same thing goes with Camelot. Okay? NASCAR teams have been watching him. They've been watching how he's performing, knowing that he's got an underfunded team. He doesn't have the top of the line engines. They know that his engines aren't getting rebuilt after every single race like the top tier teams are. But they're looking at how well he's at finishing races. And it is resulting in a positive in his future. So I'm looking forward to it. And if you remember, if you watch my earlier videos, I've been saying time and time again how he's doing quite well with what he's got. He knows that he doesn't have top of the line equipment. He knows that he's got older stuff compared to the teams like the number 25 team, the number 16. He knows he's got what he's got, and he's performing, and that's what NASCAR wants to look at. So they're like, if he's performing this well with old equipment, how's he going to perform if he's got newer equipment, better equipment, a more competitive pit crew? Okay, that's what they're going to be looking at, and they're going to be like, so I'm curious as to who he's going to be signing with these possible, which I don't know whether we don't know. We don't know if it's going to be a truck race, if it's going to be uh, a Infinity Series. I mean, it's not going to be a Cup Series, but still, I'm curious as to what the announcement will be, what track it'll be at. So I'm looking forward to it. Remember, he said that there's a lot more to racing at these bigger tracks, like what did at Michigan and at Charlotte. With it's not just rolling around circles; it's about hitting your marks. And obviously, for him to be finishing the way he's finishing with an underperforming team or underfunded, he's taking note, and that's what I've been saying since day one. Is after the race, pay attention to what the Xfinity Series are doing. If he was able to get her in a pit box and he wasn't in, and they told him not to take pictures or advertise it, he's been listening to him. Okay, we don't know this. And for all we know, after these races, he's staying down there and he's sitting in a pit box watching these other teams, and he's not been allowed to say anything. Because I have noticed there's been quite a few times where he'll have the race, but it won't be like a day and a half, 2 days later, he'll start posting about it. Which makes me wonder, why isn't he doing the posting as soon as the race is over? Okay? So, I'm going to be very curious as to what the announcement's going to be. I'm looking forward to it. Uh, Whatever it is, even if it's just one race, congratulations, dude. Congratulations. So, I don't know if Camelot's going to see this video or not. I'll, of course, in the description, tag him on it. But the topic of conversation for today is I'm going on vacation. what do I take with me my art supplies while I'm on vacation? Well, I've got my art box, okay, and the art box I have here. Let me set this down here. Um, the art box I have. Let me rotate this, okay. The rope, okay. It is an old silverware. Let me pull this down. It is an old silverware box, okay? And I keep all my art supplies in here, okay? Well, I got to go through this tonight and pull out what I'm definitely not going to be need this weekend or this upcoming week or in a week or half, 2 weeks, whenever it is, and relay it all out. I got to make sure I got plenty of business cards because I'll have people seeing it and going, "Oh, what are you doing? Da da da!" And can you do this? So, but okay. So I gotta go through that. I gotta go through the art box. Sorry, I know I'm gotta get back to what I was working on here. Re-angle the camera. Let's see, is this a good shot? Good angle? Yeah, it's a good angle. So, okay, so I gotta go through and I gotta look at the box again. And after I've gone through that, I've got a small cigar box. I need to load that up with uh, all my disposable Rapidio pens because sometimes I'm gonna want to do some stippling at the beach and I can't do that with a nib. I'll do that with the disposable Rapidios. I'm gonna have to have my. I've got a old computer bag. I'll have that set up so I can carry everything I want to the beach. So like that Tetsio piece I was working on. It's a small piece, so I'll be able. I'll take that to the beach with me. I've got two drawing boards. I got this one right here. Good old Betty. She looks like a used up whore, but I've had her since probably '96. I mean, you take a look here. Okay, I got a dent in it where the X kicked it. You can see on the back side of it. You can see where it's starting to split. I mean, like I said, Betty looks like a used up whore, but I love her. She gets the job done. Smells like an ashtray because I use it in here. But I'm gonna have her with me from at the where we're staying. But I'm also gonna have Mildred. Mildred is just a regular cut board that's small, and I'll have Mildred with us. So if I'm on the beach, I can use Mildred. So I've got a flat board to use to put my drawing paper on. So because I think I am gonna probably definitely at least one day, maybe more, do some drawing at the beach. So maybe I'll do a short video where I'm holding the camera in my hand. So who knows? But I gotta take Mildred with me. I can't just use Betty. And then also, um, like I said, I'm gonna have a cigar box with my disposable Rapidios, and I'm gonna load it up with sharpened number 2 pencils. Even though I have a mechanical pencil here, I still lots of times, and I've got a mechanical pencil too. I still lots of times uh, I like to have a regular old fashioned wooden pencil, and I'm not going to have the space to take a electric pencil sharpener with me, so I'll just have a whole box full of number 2 sharpened pencils. So that way I can use that. I can have my pencils, and then what do I take with me? Art pencil. Okay, well this peach here, I'm obviously going to bring this with me so I can work on this. But let's say I get a burr under my butt and I knock this out really fast in the first day. Okay, or we have a day where it's raining and we can't go anywhere, so I just hunker down, can't do anything, and I just crank this page. I just finish up this page. Well, I want to have, in case I get a burr under my ass and I really start cranking out the pages, I want to make sure I have enough paper. So I'm going to have 5 sheets of artboard. It's got all of the blue line on it. I'm going to have 5 sheets of watercolor paper. A lot of the stuff they do, in fact, that Tetsuo piece, it's watercolor paper. It's a thicker watercolor paper is thicker and it's got a texture on it. So I'll have that. Because it's got a texture to it, a lot of times the 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 dots lay on it differently. So as a result, a lot of times the uh, the paper, the image has a different look. But I'll be using the same nib, I'll be using the same ink, but because of it being a thick watercolor paper, the dots lay differently. So they sometimes they weigh a little bit more like blotchy. It's because it's a high absorptive paper, of course, so it absorbs the ink. So a lot of times, like these small dots don't show up, and even when they do show up, they've got almost a like if you look at it under a microscope, we have a bit like a uh, like a little spider web to it because it's being absorbed by the paper. And then, of course, 5 pages of regular Bristol paper. That way, if I want to use Bristol paper and whatnot, I'll also make sure I have with me a flex ruler, an 18-inch ruler, so I can use it for lining out papers. Make certain I have uh, a utility knife. I'm not going to have my paper cutter, so I've got to have a utility knife so I can cut the boards, which means I'm going to have to also take my metal ruler also. I can't use a plastic ruler with a utility knife or with a X-Acto knife. You're going to slice up the sides, so you got to take a trusty metal with you. Well, what am I going to put this long stuff in? Well, I've got my mini portfolio or my portfolio. I'm going to have the paper and the rulers in there, but then also what I'll do is I'll take some specific pages with me. Because we'll be going to the HeroCon, I know that there's going to be some pages that people might want to see. So I'm going to make certain I have along with me the Inglorious Rex uh, 2 fan art submission to Yanzi and Shane's campaign. Remember, you can now get Inglorious Rex 2 on their website. So I'm going to want to make certain I have that with me. And so that way I can keep all the paper uh, in good condition. Plus, I've got the pages that people might want to see. Of course, I'm probably going to take along like that Wraith of God piece I did for Aaron Lepresti. So that way, if anybody in the show, such as Marcus or John or any other artist who's going to be there, if you are watching this video and you're going to be going to HeroesCon, hey, if you see me and you want to see one of the pages, let me know. So I would like to have this page, if not done, close to being done by the time HeroCon comes along. So, but that all depends on how much I do, how much free time I'll have. So, I'm not gonna be able to work on this at the beach because I can't have ink and nibs and all that stuff. Plus, with the wind and the sand, gotta use a smaller piece of paper. I remember one time I took a page like this to the beach with this board, and it was like fighting. The wind was constantly catching it, pulling it up into my face, or wanting to pull it right out of my hands. So you gotta use a small board, and you gotta use a small sheet of paper, which means I'm going to need to make certain I take some tape with me too. So, and then of course, pad of tracing paper. That way, if I'm doing a drawing, I like how it's turning out, I can then transfer it to the board. So, or if I just want to have it done, so that way when I get home, I can light box it. Because what I'll do is, if I'm at a beach, if it has most beach places you go to have big sliding glass doors, I can just tape that up to the window or the door and use as a poor man's light box. I mean, any artist has done that. I mean, I remember when I was at the Kubert School, there was a lot of times where I didn't have a light box, and or my roommate or the person down the hall They had a light box, but they're using it. You got to get the job done. Tape it up to the glass. So there's that. And then of course, I want to make sure I can see. So I've got a small LED reading lamp. I'm gonna take that with me so I can just set it up on a table while I'm working because I know there's gonna be nights where uh, nobody's gonna want to go out and do stuff. Everybody just wants to chill, drink. So I'll just be able to set myself up in one of the rooms or off in the corner in the common room and just relax and have fun. So, and I've done that at times. So there have been times where I've gone to friends' houses, and when I say friends' house, I mean Miss Stippling's friends, and I'll it's like I'll just go into the dining room, I'll set myself up, and I'll just sit there while they're in the living room watching TV and cackling away, and I just stay out of the way. I mean, it's one of those where it's like it's kind of like it's, the girls want to have fun, and it's one of those where it's like okay, and I'm there basically to drive Miss Stippling home because she's drinking, which I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind that at all. I don't mind at all being uh, set myself off to the side, so I don't feel like I have to be included in the festivities because sometimes it's a girls' night and the girls want to get drunk off their asses, and I want to make certain my girl gets home. So that's what a responsible boyfriend does. So, but okay, this is darker. This is not. This is because there's such a high contrast between light and dark here. This is still standing out more than this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to hit these light areas, dull them down, and then what I'll do is like these black areas, I'll hit them so they're more solid. So, because right now how this texture is with this rock isn't really matching these two. So that's how I can bring it down. So, and then of course I'm seeing here, I think I'm going to leave that little white line, I'm going to leave it be. So, but, but no, that's how I'm going to have my stuff when I go down to uh, the beach. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, I'm already planning on like first thing in the morning, getting up and taking a walk on the beach. I we're, I know two of the girls they're taking their dog with them, and I think the dog can only be on the beach early in the morning. So I'll be walking with the girls first thing in the morning. But then when we get done, it might be like a little too early for everybody to go hang out at the beach. I can just sit outside and work on a piece. So maybe I'll do some videos over the week. So I don't know. We leave on the 7th. So and no, I'm not worried about someone breaking into my house because quite honestly, none of you guys really know where I live, and I have security. I have security in place to prevent somebody from getting into my house. And I've got neighbors that look out for me, just as I look out for them. So, guys, I want you all to have a great day. I'm having a great day. I'm looking forward to going on vacation and just banging out some pieces. So, you guys all have a great day. Remember, life can always be stressful. Just take it all one dot at a time.